What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We've got another strong World Cup slate here, and this is exactly the kind of card I like because there are a few big-name teams, a few interesting tactical spots, and some betting angles that I think actually have real value. Today we're looking at France against Senegal, Norway against Iraq, Argentina against Algeria, and Austria against Jordan. Some of these games have clear favorites, but that does not mean the betting board is simple. In fact, the best opportunities usually come when the market is focused on the obvious side and ignores the smaller edges that show up in the props and totals. So let's get into it. First up, France against Senegal. This is a huge game because anytime France steps on the field, they come with the kind of talent that can overwhelm most teams on the planet. But Senegal is not just some team that's going to roll over and let that happen. They're organized, they're physical, they're disciplined, and they have enough quality in attack to make France earn every inch. France are the better side, no question about that. They've got elite attacking pieces all over the pitch, and when they get into rhythm, they can score in bunches. But what makes this game interesting is that France have also shown they can be gutted defensively. So I don't necessarily want to just assume this becomes a one-sided walkover. For me, my best pick is that France will score, and I actually like the idea of this turning into a game with a bit more action than people expect. One of the player props I like most is Kylian Mbappe to have a shot on target. That's not exactly groundbreaking, but sometimes the best bet is the most obvious one when the player is in that kind of form. He's one of the most dangerous players in the world, he's constantly involved, and he doesn't need many touches to create real danger. I also like over 2.5 goals in the game. Senegal have enough attacking quality to contribute, and France have enough firepower to carry this over the number by themselves if they get rolling. That's the type of game script I'm looking at here. If I had to add one more angle, I'd look at Senegal to pick up more than one card. France's attackers are hard to contain, and when a team is under pressure for long stretches, fouls usually start piling up. Next up is Norway against Iraq. This is one of those matches where the favorite is very obvious, but the bigger question is not really who wins, it's how Norway wins and what kind of production they put up. Norway have been absolutely dominant in qualifying, and when you look at the numbers, it's easy to see why the market respects them so much. They've got a huge attacking weapon in Erling Haaland, but I also want to highlight another player here, Antonio Nusa. He's the type of wide player who can quietly become very important in a game like this because he stretches the defense, attacks space, and creates problems for teams that are going to spend a lot of time without the ball. My best pick is Norway over 5.5 shots on target. That feels very reachable if they control the match the way I expect them to. Iraq are going to spend a lot of time defending, and if Norway are on the front foot from the start, the volume should be there. I also like most goals in the second half. This has the feel of one of those matches where the first half is a little more controlled, but once Norway start wearing the opponent down, the game opens up after the break. And if you want a player prop to sprinkle in, I wouldn't hate Nusa to win a couple of fouls. When he's active and direct, defenders tend to get caught out, and that can create some value in those smaller markets. Now let's get to Argentina against Algeria. This is one of the headline games on the board because it's Argentina, it's Messi, and it's the kind of matchup where people are naturally going to look at the favorite and assume a comfortable result. And to be fair, Argentina have earned that respect. They're stable, they're well organized, and they know how to control big games. But Algeria are not the kind of team you want to casually dismiss. They can compete, they can be physical, and they've got enough attacking quality to make this interesting if Argentina are even slightly off their game. Still, I do think Argentina are the better side. They've got too much structure and too much match-winning quality not to be the side I lean toward. The player I want to spotlight here is Lionel Messi. Obviously. When you're talking about World Cup betting, it's hard to ignore him because he still does so many things at an elite level. He can create, he can finish, he can take set pieces, and he can change a match with one moment. My best pick here is Messi to have a shot on target. That feels very safe, especially in a match where he should have enough of the ball to influence things. I also like Argentina to score in the second half. That fits the way they often play, especially in games where they start with control and then slowly build toward the breakthrough. Another angle I like is both teams to receive a card. If Algeria are going to stay competitive, they're going to have to fight for every phase of the game, and that usually leads to a physical matchup. I also don't mind Algeria to get more than one shot on target. I think they have enough to create a few moments, even if Argentina are the better side overall. Now to Austria against Jordan. This is a really interesting one because Austria come in with more experience and a more established overall structure, but Jordan are not a team I want to completely ignore. They've shown they can score, they've shown they can hang around, and they're the kind of side that can make a game frustrating if you don't put them away early. Austria, though, are the stronger side for me. They press well, they're organized, and they've got the kind of tactical discipline that makes them tough to play against. One player I want to highlight here is Arnautovic. He's still doing the business, and in a game like this, he's exactly the type of player who can be involved in all the physical battles at the top end of the pitch. My best pick here is Arnautovic to commit 2 or more fouls. That's a very natural fit for the way Austria want to play, and it lines up well with his role in the press. He's going to be active, he's going to be involved, and that creates a good path to a foul-based prop. I also like Jordan to pick up the most cards. Austria should spend a lot of time pushing the tempo and forcing Jordan to defend, and that usually leads to cards for the underdog. If I had to touch the match result, I'd lean Austria to win, but the prop angle is much more appealing to me than laying the short price on the side. So if I had to simplify the board, here's how I'd play it. France versus Senegal, Mbappe shot on target, over 2.5 goals, Senegal multiple cards. Norway versus Iraq, Norway over 5.5 shots on target, most goals in the second half. Argentina versus Algeria, Messi shot on target, Argentina to score in the second half, both teams to receive a card. Austria versus Jordan, Arnautovic to commit 2 or more fouls, Jordan to receive the most cards. That's the kind of slate this is, not just a card where you blindly back the biggest names, but one where the better angles come from understanding how the game is likely to play out. If you can read the script before the market catches up, that's where the edge is. So that's where I'm landing today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with somebody who's betting these games tonight. It helps the channel a lot, and it lets me keep bringing you these daily picks and breakdowns. And I'll catch you in the next one.